Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Okay, my dear students, next we are going to discuss about addition of nitrogen. So, nitrogen is added to ethane and it gives 2 molecules of hydrogen cyanide. Okay, like that ammonia is added to this particular ethane, it gives pyrrole. Pyrrole usually we write like this, my dear students, pyrrole, NH. Okay, is actually N bonded with the H, NH, pyrrole. Okay, note down. Okay, my dear students, next is reaction with the sodium. Ethane or terminal alkyne react with the alkyl group, react with the sodium. This is actually alkyl group, react with the sodium. Sodium replaces this hydrogen, my dear students. It gives, my dear students, NaC triple bond Cr plus of H2. This means it releases hydrogen. This method is used to check acidity. Acidity means whether hydrogen is there, whether it gives hydrogen. One which gives easily hydrogen is called more acidic. So, if it gives hydrogen is there, it will give H in the reaction with the sodium. Understood? So, sodium replaces that hydrogen. So, it shows that acidity. Understood? To find acidity, this reaction is used, my dear students. So, there is no bond between sodium and this one, NaC minus. This bond breaks and it comes out like this. Understood? Sodium salt it forms actually. Okay. My dear students, next reaction with the Tollens reagent. Reaction with the Tollens reagent. How the alkyl group, alkynes are react with this Tollens reagent. Reaction with the Tollens reagent. Okay, my dear students, in this one reaction with the Tollens reagent, mainly we are going to discuss about how this alkynes reacts. What is Tollens reagent? Ammonical silver nitrate solution is called Tollens reagent. Ammonical silver nitrate solution is called Tollens reagent. Is called Tollens. When this alkynes are react with the Tollens reagent, it produces, my dear students, a white precipitate of silver nitrate. Understood? Alkynes react with the Tollens reagent, it produces white precipitate of silver nitrate. So, this terminal alkyne, mainly terminal alkyl group reacts, terminal alkyl, that I explained, my dear students, CR C, this is called terminal alkyl. Alkyl groups reacts. This test is used for finding where actually this triple bond is present. Test used to find where triple bond is present. Triple bond is present. Understood? To find triple bond between carbon atom, between which carbon atom this triple bond is present, how to find out that? Using this reaction. Understood? Also it reacts with the filling solution, my dear students, filling solution. Fillings solution. Okay, my dear students, what is filling solution? That question arises. What is filling solution? Filling solution means it is copper salt, understood? It contains copper, and very important thing is when it reacts with the alkyne group, alkyl group, what it produces? Alkynes react with the terminal alkynes. Terminal alkynes reacts with the filling solution, produce red precipitate of copper salt present in a filling solution. Produce red precipitate of copper salt present in a. This method also used to find a triple bond, where exactly triple bond is present. To find that actually filling solution reaction is used. Okay, my dear students, next we are going to discuss about ozonolysis of this particular. Ozonolysis means last class we had discussed about this particular in which one? Ozonolysis, adding ozone into triple bond. Now in that one alkene it is over, adding ozone into double bond. But students, acetylene is taken, react with the ozone O3, it gives, my dear students, ozonoid. Ozonoid, how it looks actually. So here this bond breaks like this. 1 minute. Here bond breaks like this, and here this will break like this. Understood? Here this part will break and it gives CHO like that. So further this I will show like this. Bond breaks here and bond breaks here. Okay. My dear students, this is actually ozonoid compound. Very important thing is, based upon which reagent you are using, it gives different product. For example, zinc in the presence of acetic acid, my dear students, and one more reagent is there. In the presence of silver oxide, and at last in the presence of lithium aluminum hydride. So you are using different reagent, my dear students, and based on that, so silver oxide and hydrogen peroxide or per acid. So these three different reagent is used. So for this one you are getting different product, and this one you are getting ozonoid treated with the zinc in the presence of acetic acid. It gives, my dear students, dicarbonyl. Dicarbonyl means it looks like this. 2-carbonyl. dicarbonyl. Okay, the same ozonoid of alkyne reacts with the hydrogen peroxide or peracid, it gives aldehyde plus acid plus ketone or ketone alone. Understood? This is also possible. So if it reacts with the lithium aluminum hydride, reduction takes place. This is actually oxidation process. Here reduction process takes place. Reduction process. So what product you are getting, my dear students, for this one? Glycol. Glycol formula is glycol. Remember this reactions, three different reactions. The alkene reacts with the ozone and it forms ozonoid compound, and then later that ozonoid compound react with the different reagent and gives different products. Zinc and acetic acid gives dicarbonyl, and hydrogen peroxide and peracid in the presence of silver oxide gives acid plus ketone or ketone alone. And last one is lithium aluminum hydride. Reduction takes place, it gives, my dear students, glycol. Okay, my dear students, next oxidation with the KMnO4. See, this particular acetylene reacts with the KMnO4 and it gives, my dear students, this compound, intermediate compound. See, COH, later 2 molecules of water is removed and it gives, my dear students, oxalic acid. Understood? Oxalic acid. Oxalic acid, like this also you can write, my dear students, COH. So this is detailed formula, detailed structure. Understood? Oxalic acid. In short, you can write it like this: COH. Understood? Oxalic acid. The same, if it contains hydrogen, terminal hydrogen it contains, then that particular is react with the KMnO4. Oxidation procedure takes place. It gives, my dear students, CrCOH, acid and carbon dioxide. Any acid and carbon dioxide and water. Note down, my dear students, please note down. Okay, my dear students, next if you treat with the hydroboration process. Hydroboration means oxidation process. Okay, hydroboration. Adding boron, adding hydroxyl group, both will take place in this particular. So first boration is studied in alkene part, my dear students. Alkene part, it is over. Same type of reaction, that even I explained with the detailed mechanism. Go through that video, last video, just check that video. In that video I explained. So in the presence of tetrahydrofuran, this boration process takes place in the presence of tetrahydrofuran and digiglyme. Understood? Is a reagent, it is used actually, digiglyme and tetrahydrofuran. It gives, my dear students, CH double bond CH and it bonded to boron, actually 3 molecules. The same reaction takes place. That mechanism I explained in hydroboration of alkene. Go through that mechanism and again is treated with the hydrogen peroxide, my dear students. It gives CH double bond CHOH. Okay, this product forms. This will form tautomerism. Tautomerism means you can reverse this process. Tautomerism, I will show you. So it gives the product. See, now this product it forms, and you can change this product into here CH2 is there, here also CH2 is there, here also CH2 CHO. Okay, this becomes CH3. Okay, this is a reaction. What is tautomerism? First I will explain what is tautomerism. This O, I will show you. This I will write like this, CH. Okay, here this O contains electron, attack one of the hydrogen like this, and this bond try to come here. Okay, this one I will explain. Okay, this electron will go and attack to this particular, this bond breaks and this bond comes out. Understood? So this is actually forms here tautomerism, CH double bond CHOH. So you can change to ketone form to enol form, both is possible. So this electrons of this particular will go and attack to one of the hydrogen, and this bond breaks and comes here, and this bond comes out at that time to neutralize this particular. Understood? Lone pair of electron is used. The same reaction, see, if you reverse the reaction, you will get this one, and you can reverse the reaction. So this, if this bond comes here, sorry, not like that. Okay. So this bond can come here, means it is possible like this. So if this oxygen contains electron, it will move towards this side between this here. Look at this. This electron move here, and this bond come and attack on this particular hydrogen, and it form like this. So keto enol, two form is possible, ketone form, enol form. So this is possible. So it is called tautomerism, changing. Look at this, my dear students. If you want, I will explain once again. See, this is CH2, CH, I will write here CH, otherwise you will get confused. Okay, here OH, and you can convert. See, I will write two forms, CH double bond O, like this. My dear students, first reaction is like this. This bond comes out, and here lone pair of electron will go and the lone pair of this oxygen go and attack to this particular hydrogen. This will come here, and this will go to neutralize this charge. Okay, and if you do like this reaction, you will get this product. Look at this product. Here OH bond formed, here double bond shifted to this side, and it is there here, and here only single hydrogen. So you can reverse this reaction. How we can reverse means, here oxygen contains lone pair of electron, move towards this side, and it will go and attack to this particular hydrogen, and you are getting same product, this product. So you can reverse this particular by interchange of hydrogen. Hydrogen get interchange between atoms. So you are getting, it is called tautomerism. So both the process is reversible. You can get this product from this one, this product from this one. Understood? So this is called tautomerism. So hydroboration gives, my dear students, this product, no doubt. Hydroboration mechanism I explained in this particular alkene video. That mechanism, same mechanism is followed, but here one problem is, here CH triple bond is there. So what happens when it reacts with the hydrogen like this, Imagine, you know that actually last class I explained. This will go and attack to this particular. So this will go and attack to this hydrogen. This will comes here and that will go and attack to this particular. And you are getting, my dear students, CH2 double bond CHBH2 for first time reaction. Again you are taken alkene. The reaction will continue. Not alkene, alkyne. That means acetylene. The reaction, same reaction will be continued. Here BH is there. What happens? This will go and attack this particular, and this bond come and attack on any of the carbon. So it gives, my dear students, again CH2 C double bond CHBH CH double bond CH2. Again this hydrogen will be removed by again adding alkene. So all the three hydrogen will be removed and we are getting the final product is CH double bond CH2 like this. Understood? All together you are writing like this, CH2 double bond CH thrice means 3 attached to boron like this. My dear students, next polymerization. Polymerization means adding monomer gives long chain of polymer. My dear students, here we are using 3 molecules of acetylene. So here this bond attack to this carbon, this bond attack to this carbon, this bond attack to this carbon. It gives, my dear students, aromatic compound. Aromatic compound. So it gives carbon carbon, here double bond, here double bond, here double bond, aromatic compound. So what we are doing actually in this one means 3 molecules, means acetylene molecule or alkyne molecule pass through alkyne vapors, pass through red hot iron or copper tube, and it gives aromatic benzene at 500 degree Celsius. 500 degree Celsius. You are passing this vapor of this particular alkynes through red hot copper or iron tube. It gives, my dear students, this particular. No doubt. And next one more reaction is possible. When it reacts with the alkyne, it reacts with the two molecules of alkyne reacts with the copper chloride. Understood? In the presence of ammonium chloride, it gives monovinyl acetylene. It gives monovinyl acetylene. This is actually vinyl group. This is actually acetylene group. So it is monovinyl acetylene. If you treat again this particular with the acetylene, again it gives, my dear students, divinyl acetylene. Sorry, 1 2 here H is not there, don't get confused. H is not there. Here 1 2 3, here H is there. Okay, this is monovinyl acetylene. Again divinyl acetylene, how to produce? This is divinyl acetylene. Divinyl acetylene. This is monovinyl acetylene. Again monovinyl acetylene is react with the acetylene molecule, it gives divinyl acetylene. This is vinyl group, this is vinyl group. So it is called divinyl acetylene. Okay. Shall I rub this? Okay, my dear students, next is this monovinyl acetylene, again treated with HCl. It gives actually chloroprin. Chloroprin means it is a unit used actually, that I will show you, my dear students. Chloroprin. This unit is called chloroprin. This chloroprin unit is used to produce actually neoprene. Neoprene means synthetic rubber. This is actually chloroprin. Chloroprin is nothing but monomer of neoprene. Neoprene means synthetic rubber. Synthetic rubber. Understood? So synthetic rubber is produced using this chloroprin. Okay, note down, my dear students. Next, one more reactions I thought of giving. Nickel cyanide. 4 molecules of alkyne. This is alkyne. Okay, it's nothing but acetylene. Okay, 4 molecules of acetylene or alkyne. I will write acetylene, or you are confused. You can call acetylene or alkyne. Okay. This react with the nickel tetracyanide in the presence of tetrahydrofuran. It gives, my dear students, this is called cyclooctatetrane. Okay. Cyclooctatetrane. Again, my dear students, this is cyclooctatetrane. My dear students, again we are going to discuss. When this acetylene is reacts with this alkyne, acetylene is heated with spongy smooth copper, understood? Spongy copper. It gives, or its oxide, it gives cuprin. Okay, it gives cuprin, and it is used to manufacture of linoleum. From cuprin, linoleum is produced. Note down, my dear students. So what is linoleum means? It is floor covering, understood? Floor covering, mat type it is coming now, nowadays it is common. So it is called linoleum. Okay, note down, my dear students. Today we are going to discuss about hydrocarbons. In that hydrocarbons we were discussed in last class about alkenes. Now we are going to discuss about aromatic compound. What is aromatic? Aroma means it is a pleasant smell. Aromatic compound. Aromatic compound is divided into 2 types, my dear students. First is benzenoid compounds. Benzenoid aromatic compound. Second one is non-benzenoid aromatic compound. My dear students, what is benzenoid aromatic compound? Benzenoid aromatic compound means what? So benzenoid means it contains at least one benzene ring. One benzene ring. Benzene ring. So it contains benzenoid. Non-benzenoid means it does not contain benzene ring. Understood? If it contains at least one benzene ring, it is benzenoid aromatic compound. Okay, my dear students, I am going to write example for this particular benzenoid aromatic compound. In this benzenoid aromatic compound, monocyclic compounds are there. First we are discussing about monocyclic means it contains only one benzene ring, and one more type is there, polycyclic benzenoid compound. Polycyclic means it contains more than one benzene ring. Understood? My dear students, first we are going to discuss about monocyclic benzenoid compound. Monocyclic benzenoid compound, it means it contains only one benzene ring. My dear students, benzene. So benzene you can write like this, or you can write like this also, no problem, but you should write electron properly. You can write electron like this, or you can put one circle inside. Both are correct. Understood? So benzene. And next one is toluene. Toluene. Next is xylene. Next is Durine. Next is mesitylene. 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 Here one CH3 group is attached. Here one CH3 group is attached. Here one CH3 group is attached. Mesitylene. These all contains only one benzene ring. So look at this. This all contains one benzene ring. So it is actually called, my dear students, it is called benzenoid compound. And one more example, cumene. Cumene, CUMENE. Okay. Note down, this is monocyclic benzenoid compound because it contains one benzene ring. Next, polycyclic benzenoid compound, my dear students, because more than one benzene ring structure should be there. Polycyclic benzenoid compound. This is actually biphenyl. 1 minute. Biphenyl. Understood? And naphthalene. Naphthalene, naphthalene is used for lizard and all this particular is there now for that. Okay, naphthalene. And anthracene. My dear students, in all this you can see more than one benzene ring. So it is called polycyclic benzenoid compound. Polycyclic benzenoid compound. Okay, next we are going to discuss about non-benzenoid compound. Means one which is not a benzenoid compound. In that also different types are there. Non-benzenoid compound. It does not contain benzene ring, but it is aromatic, understood? This is cyclopropanium ion. Okay, some other compounds and some other pyrrole. Pyrrole, this is NH, okay, NH. Pyrrole. Pyridine, pyridine, furan, etc. It does not contain benzene ring in it. This is not benzene ring. In one carbon is replaced by nitrogen in this one. Okay, don't forget. Understood? If it contains C6H6, then it is benzene. Here C5 is there. Understood? Student, next I am going to discuss about aromaticity. Aromaticity about this particular detailed discussion is over in that your board class. The same thing you once again go through that board class video. The link is there down actually, chemical bonding chapter. Just to go through that. In that one clear with the many examples I given in that particular and explained neatly, means in the sense almost all 5 to 7 examples is given. Just go through that video once again. Okay, my dear student, next I am talking about aromaticity. Aromaticity part is detailedly explained in your particular board class video. So, no need of see, just you go through that video link is there actually, chemical bonding chapter, just go through that. It is clearly explained on the topic. So, aromaticity means generally I will say that if compound cyclic and planar and if it is conjugated electron system, that means delocalization of electron, and one more, if it obey Huckel rule, 4n plus 2 pi electrons, then it is actually, my dear students, aromatic compound. So, for example, one example I will give you, benzene. Benzene contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pi electrons, 6 pi electrons. So, apply to this formula, my dear students, 4n plus 2, 6, 4n plus 2, 6 minus 2 means 4n, n is equal to 4 by, n is equal to 1. Okay. So, if n should be a integer, 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, if you are getting n value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, then it is aromatic compound. Understood, my dear students? It may be a 0. For example, I will give you one cyclopropanium ion. We will check this one. In this one, 1, 2 electrons are there, 5 electrons, 4n plus 2 plus 2 pi electrons. So, here 4n, 2 minus 2, 0, n is equal to 4 by 0 by this one, n is equal to 0. So, n is equal to 0, but here this also what you can, delocalization of electron is possible. Delocalization means conjugation, here to here conjugated, here to here delocalization is possible. Delocalization is possible, but also it is cyclic, and it is planar. This is also delocalization of electron is possible, and cyclic planar. So it is obeys, and n value also integer 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is also aromatic compound. So these four conditions if it obeys, then it is aromatic compound. Detailed clear explanation is given in our class video, board class video. Just go through that. Understood?
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.